Hi everyone, thanks for checking out my new video. Some friends and I have just gotten into Gloria Victis and discovered the dice game. Unlike most of the rest of the game, you're thrown into the dice game without much wording up, and it can be quite confusing at first. So here are the game basics and some of the tips that can help you get into it. The first thing you'll see is the score sheet. This isn't just a tally, but it's an important part of the strategy. Each row represents a value that you can record from your rolls. Once you've used a row, it can't be used again, and once all rows are filled, the game is over. It's a simple concept, but if you don't plan, you can lose out on a lot of points. The first section contains the die faces 1 through 6, representing the value of each that appear in your roll additively. The second section is for rolls that are akin to poker cards, from 3 of a kind and up, including a general and a chance section. These all have their own point values based on the numbers rolled when scoring that hand. Sounds confusing? Well, yes, but it's also fun. Let's take a look at some of the turns and I can show you the logic behind some of my actions. To roll, I just lift the cup and release. Now as it's my first roll, I've got all the options available. I've rolled 2 6s. I can take that score listed as 6s, or any of the amounts of the other face numbers displayed. However, a pair of 6s is pretty good, so I can also re-roll the other dice up to 2 times. As it's still early game, I decide to take the risk. Now I've rolled a third 6, this allows me to select 3 of a kind at the maximum point value for that input. But as I still have a spare reroll left, and I am running 3 6s, it won't cost me anything to try for a 4th 6, as I still have 4 of a kind available. Sure enough, I've rolled a 4th 6. Because I can't roll higher than a 6, this is the best outcome for that number. Later in the game, and my options are now more limited, I've rolled a pair of 3s, and I have that slot available, so I try to roll for more. Now I've rolled 4 3s, but I've already used 4 of a kind. However, I could still score these 3s for a total of 12 points in the face section, but I'm also able to pick 3 of a kind, which will score me even more points overall. The next roll doesn't go so well. Whilst I still have a lot of options on the table, there's no real discernible trend in the numbers that I can use, but I decide to try and go for a small or large straight, using the 1, 2 and 3 dice. It doesn't work out. Now I have 2 paired but very low numbers. I have 1 re-roll left, so I give it another go. But it still doesn't work out. I choose to take a low number. My 3s count is higher, but that also means that I lose out if I roll more than 2 3s in a future turn. So instead, I take the 2s count, as even with a 3 of a kind there, I don't lose as many potential points. A few more turns into the game and I get a lucky roll. Full house 5s over 6s. No need to re-roll any, as this is a pretty good score. Skipping ahead to my last turn of the match, I'm down to one last option, which is 5 of a kind, or a general. As I don't roll any doubles, I try and go for the maximum points and keep my 6 on hand. In the end, the roll counts as 0, as I can't claim it. But luckily for me, the innkeeper also rolls low, and I maintain my lead to win the match. So that's pretty much all you need to know to play your first few games of dice. I suggest playing the innkeeper a few times to get the hang of it before playing other players. Thanks for watching.